What's up, my horror fams, my horror freaks, and my horror geeks? This is the Trail Blood Podcast. I am Christian Creasy.
I'm Lionel Chapman.
Ira Childs.
And welcome to the podcast today. And we are going to discuss on today's episode our review of the recent horror movie, PRIMATE. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So PRIMATE is a psychological and gory horror thriller about pretty much, if you ever watch Cujo, it's quite similar. With a monkey, a chimpanzee suffering from rabies, and you know what happens to an animal that has rabies. It goes berserk. So let's dive right into it. Should I start?
By all means.
Sure. So what I thought of the film, I thought this film was really good. It caught my interest when I saw the trailer. And when I sat in the movie theater, snuggled up with my big bucket of butter popcorn, I was actually impressed with the pacing, with how it was shot, and just the overall experience. Because it was to me, it was scary because this actually happens in real life.
It does.
I mean, even though it's fictional on screen, but still, this what actually happens in real life. Anytime you have a rabid animal, rather be your house cat, gerbil, or dog, or whatever.
Gerbil.
Hey.
No, you're right. You're right.
But, I mean, it gets terrifying. I mean, people don't know about rabies. It attacks the nervous system of an animal, and it fucks with their brain. Sorry, my language. Screws with their brain, and it eventually kills the animal. But in between that, the animal goes crazy.
Yeah.
And it can if you get bitten by a rabid animal, first make sure you get yourself to safety, and get treatment immediately, because it can affect you too.
So before we dive too much into the movie, let's give everybody just a small breakdown of what this movie's about. PRIMATE is about a domesticated chimpanzee named Ben who becomes rabid and turns violent, trapping a group of friends and family in a survival horror scenario. But beneath all of that, this is not really about a killer animal. It's about humans trying to control what is fundamentally uncontrollable.
Yep. You cannot contain and control a rabid animal.
Right.
That's like us trying to contain a berserker Wolverine. Outcome is not so good.
True. So you can say one of the main themes of, let's start with the title. The title is definitely very intentional. If we jumping into the themes of this film, it's asking, are humans actually different from animals, right? Ben is like raw instinct, but humans we have the illusion of control. When Ben turns violent, it destroys the idea that intelligence or love can fully domesticate nature, which shows in a deeper aspect of horror that civilization is fragile. You know what I mean? So we are not too far apart, and we are those primates just like they are too.
I believe story and character. I believe the family bond with Ben makes the film feel like a tragic drama disguised as a horror film.
Agreed. It has some. Go ahead.
Back to what you said. I seen it was a setup for failure. Anytime you try to get a domesticated wild animal and try to have them as a pet, as we seen previous films, it's never a good ending.
No, not at all.
You know,
Especially when rabies come into play.
we saw that. We saw that once with Cujo.
Very good with Cujo.
If you read the book, it was very much so.
But the thing also, if they paid more attention to
I was
Ben,
gonna say,
it would never happen.
yep. And I think that's what happened. Even in the book, in the movie, you compare it to Cujo. The owner, the husband, didn't pay attention. Nobody paid attention, and that was the problem. Once you have to be aware of what's going on. That's why we call it a martial arts situation awareness. You have to know what's going on. You have to know read animal behavior, read people's behavior. You read Ben's behavior. You should know. You know, like when the father came and saw him, you know, he should have looked. He should have jumped on it immediately. Like, I'm not just gonna wait.
Yeah.
Like, normally he wouldn't act like that. Remember how he pulled old girl's hand by the pool? Normally he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a sign right there. Like, something is up.
He was given that sign when he did like this, like
Right,
man,
right. He was communicating with the family, but that went not totally ignored, because what the father did was he said, you know, Ben got bit, so let's put him in his cage, lock him in his cage, and call the animal person to come check him out.
Yeah.
And then he went off on his business trip. You know what I mean? So it got the attention it needed, but it didn't get the attention it needed because look what happened.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I believe everything came full circle because the big sister wasn't there. It was just the little sister,
Right.
You know, stuck with all the responsibilities. So.
Yeah.
But this movie surprised me, and you know what? I am so happy that I went to the theaters to see it, because I don't think my experience would have been the same if I saw it at home. Granted, I still would have thought the movie was entertaining, but just that theater presence of those extra noises and, you know, the shadowy parts really being, you know, having that shadow effect.
Yeah.
It worked to a great degree. I'm so glad for the horror genre that they came out with this creature feature, because we've been missing a creature feature for quite some time now. We've had all of the supernatural stuff going on and, you know, slashers here and there, but a good creature feature really put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
I was about to say something in my notes. Some characters deserve what happened. Some characters deserve what happened to them because of their own arrogance towards nature.
Yeah, who you think deserve? Who deserve? I think I know who you talking about. Who you think?
The one friend, I forgot her name.
Yeah.
The one that was invited by the best friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she had it coming though.
Yeah.
Her arrogance too didn't.
You know what? The male best friend too. The crush slash brother.
Yeah.
Well, now, why would you say he deserved it? He was just an innocent bystander. He didn't know.
He overestimated the chip.
Okay.
Remember about
By the
spoiler
pool.
alert. Spoiler alert. When they was about the hill.
Yeah. He thought he pushed him over.
Yeah.
And he held on. And he came close.
Hey, that was funny.
He had the most.
That was funny.
That was false.
His
That
death was
fun.
the most violent to me. Ooh. Because when he hit the rocks.
Yeah.
Everybody was so like, ooh.
Okay. He head first.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I didn't know if we want to get into that part this early. I said it was the best friend on the stairs. Like
I would
you
say.
talking about getting beat with beat to death?
yeah. Because I for me,
sorry to cut you off. Go ahead and finish. Then I'll chime.
I think it's too early.
Well, you know,
I think it's too early.
that's a natural death. Think about it. What would a monkey do?
But
He would pick some up and bang you.
But look at it like this though.
Oh, bang you.
Pause. He would
Look at it like this though.
pound you to death.
Yeah, I know.
That's not better. But look at it like this though. everybody except the visitors into that home had a relationship with this chimpanzee,
Yeah.
right? And when she fell on the stairs, she was pretty much done anyway.
Yeah.
But Ben walked over to her and looked at her. And it was kind of like a moment.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he picked up the brick and was like, bam, bam, bam. So that betrayal of being executed by someone you loved or loved you hits differently. And so that's why I think that death was so much more gruesome or hurtful
I can see
than
that.
the boyfriend. Not the boyfriend, but the male best friend.
I think for shock value, the him falling.
Absolutely.
Because he's already falling over a cliff, and then the way that he died, you was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I think with the friend though, it was surprising
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I thought she was gonna last.
I thought so, too.
Close to the end.
I thought
But
so,
to
too.
me, I think who also got it worse was the guests, them boys that came, especially the brother, man. He got his whole
He just did.
Was he
stuff
He
caved
just do
in.
some stuff, some dumb stuff.
Was he
you know?
really your brother? Because first of all, he didn't run.
Yeah.
Secondly, he trying to hide behind some little, I don't know what you want to call it, like a little.
I say the way it
table or
was
something.
shot too, because you didn't really see him get gruesomely brutalized, but you see the camera angle, which I like so much.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you see in horror movies, you don't see the gore, the camera turns away,
Yeah.
or you see one shot, the person picks up the knife, then the next shot, the knife is being cleaned off with blood or whatever, which just makes it more scary. That's why I thought it was like that kind of effect. I was like,
But you know
he
what?
must got really fucked up.
What stood out was when you're not in your right mind, nothing is off limits.
Okay.
Of course.
Because think about it. When you go back to the love or the person that's taking care of you, think about the younger sister, how he was biting into her leg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He
Yeah.
was trying to tear her stuff off.
Yeah,
you know?
he was, yeah. But to go back to Christian's point, and I hate to be the guy that always does this, but going back to our first episode of what makes a horror movie scary, how they did that thing with the brother is we don't see it, but you hear it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
You hear
You
it.
hear everything over there. And now the filmmaker's leaving it up to me to figure out what's going on. And instantly, my mind is going to extreme places because of what Ben has been doing from the beginning of the film to up until that point. You know what I mean?
Bit his man parts off.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, this, and I said, and it goes back to what I said earlier, what the effects of rabies does to an animal's brain, neurological. So it's probably extremely painful, and they are lashing out to the extreme, which that's so berserk. Like you said, Lionel, nothing is off limits. So, eventually, if, say, he would have killed everybody, went off in the jungle, eventually he would have died anyway because it was killing him anyway.
Right.
Because rabies, at the end of the day, it will kill an animal. It's just him. Put it this way: he was dying, but he was dying slowly and painfully, and he just went out full ape shit on everybody.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
But my point was because I thought about it after I said it. Sound was really crucial
Yeah.
in that scene. If I didn't say that, but sound was definitely crucial in that
Sound
scene.
was scarier than the visuals.
Yes, yes.
And I said, what also a couple of things that make this movie terrifying is the claustrophobia and isolation. And I have in my notes, much of the terror comes from the characters being trapped in and around a house on a tropical island, as their sanctuary becomes a hunting ground with no easy escape. The sense of being cornered and powerless intensifies. Also, the tension over time. Rather than relying on jump scares, Primate builds dread by slowly escalating danger. The fear creeps up as a situation worsens and the characters make desperate, often flawed choices to survive. And point taken is when they've been sitting in that pool for off a while, and old girl already got her leg bitten and suffering shock. And I think it's her sister or whoever.
The little sister.
And they need to get her medical attention. But they are trapped.
Yeah.
Only way out is through Ben. And he's got them cornered. So that makes it more terrifying. So, like they said, you begin to act desperately.
Yeah. Do you this movie is actually more psychological. It's more a psychological horror than a creature horror.
Oh yeah,
I think it blends creature feature, slasher, and a bit of survival thriller.
I would
Well,
say
it's
psychological because everybody was left in a messed up mental state.
plus it's real world stuff. This actually, like we said before, this actually happened in real life. I think years ago it was a chimpanzee. The lady owned a chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee was sick or whatever. This knucklehead of an owner gave the chimp something drug, a medication that actually screws with his brain, and went crazy and killed and mauled her neighbor's face. I mean, mauled her completely, tore the skin off her face, disfigured her, and the cops come and have to put the ape down.
Yeah,
That's what Ben did to one of the stoners in the bed. He ripped his face off. Well, he also did that to the caretaker.
Yep.
His caretaker.
You know what? One of my favorite scenes were when father come home. You know, we already know he can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see being in the shadows. He's walking. He can't hear anything. You know, I just like how that shot was set up.
But also, again, it shows how important sound is, because we all see what's about to happen, but Dad is totally oblivious to what's happened because he doesn't have that sound.
Right.
So we see Ben come, we see Ben go, we see the daughter come down, and then we see Ben and the daughter get into it, and then the dad sitting there eating a slice of pizza, and all the sound now is coming from the audience as opposed to coming from the big screen.
Yep.
So that's how engaging. I make a point with this. That's how engaging this film was to me.
Yeah.
So
Giving you a teaser of mixed direction.
yeah.
Yeah, until he finally realized what happened. Yeah, and I think that was a good creative choice to make the father deaf. And when we see you see it from his point of view that you don't hear no sound because he's deaf. Then it goes out and you hear sound for the other characters, and that tension builds, and it makes it more terrifying because I was hoping like, dang, he's about to kill the dad. Man, that's broken.
I thought he was too. I
was
thought
like,
so too. But hey,
he almost did though.
Even though the dad had a disability and handicap, but he sure had a left hook on his ass.
Oh yeah, that's that fatherly love protecting his daughter.
Hey, listen,
like,
he was letting Ben have it.
He was taking it too.
He was.
He was taking it too.
Check
boy.
this one out. This is something that I wrote in my notes. I believe that this movie would have been even scarier if it was told from the Chip's perspective.
Well, you know what? They tried that with Old Boy, right? What? I think that was the name of it, with the dog.
But
Good
he said
boy.
it from Supernatural.
Good
but
boy, good boy.
Just imagine you seeing his point of view of him getting bit and the mind state he's in. You know, he's not able to communicate and say, "Man, I'm bit. I'm going. You know, something is going. You know, I'm going crazy."
Yeah.
But the thing is though, he can communicate, and he was doing that throughout the.
But
he was pointing to his
Yeah,
arm.
Oh, he was doing sign language.
Right,
yeah.
right. He was doing
Yeah,
sign
but
language.
look how long he was there because that caretaker, that doctor was there for how long?
Well,
That
like
was
only for like 5 minutes.
No, I'm saying how long he was dead on that cage.
Oh, for a while.
Yeah,
For a long while.
For
But
a long while. For hours.
That's because they weren't doing their due diligence and
That's what I'm
figuring
saying.
out how he got out, especially when Dad said Locke being up for a couple days.
that's the only thing that I didn't like about the movie. That's the only thing I didn't like, how it just jumped right into that scene of him coming, the doctor coming to the cage.
It
It could have started with him getting bit by the what did he get bit by?
But see,
he got bit by something out there. They don't know.
It was
in the cage.
a mongoose.
A mongoose or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It could have started with him having a fight. You know, they fight and then you see Ben end up winning in the outcome. You don't see everything, but everything kind of sound.
I think it probably built the tension before like well, how did he get bit? Until later, it was like, oh, he got bitten by a mongoose, probably.
But wouldn't you say that was like kind of too close to Cujo? Because we already said it kind of put us in the mindset of Cujo.
But we didn't see Cujo get attacked.
We did when Cujo went to
When he went under the porch.
No, when he went in that log, and that's when he got bit right there
On the nose.
on the nose.
But I wouldn't compare it to Cujo. That's the only
In
thing.
the book, he went under the bat cave.
Oh,
And
yeah?
the bats bit him.
The only comparison,
Right.
The only comparison between this film and Cujo is the rabies. But
Most saying like the setup.
Ben is a way more smarter animal than Cujo was.
I was just saying like the maybe the setup would have been too similar or too close to Cujo, and then they also got to start with the attention grab.
I wouldn't say necessarily smart. I think he's a little more smart than Cujo, but that's a different kind of setting when you in the hottest day in the summer and trapped in a heat-induced car with the damn Saint Bernard lurking out there, and you can't go nowhere, and you getting dehydrated. Yeah, but you talking about a woman and her son, who's also
asthmatic, right?
asthmatic or something like that.
You know,
he's right there.
that was the what would you call that? That setting was the horror in that film. I think the island itself played a character itself.
It definitely did.
I'm saying? Because they didn't have nowhere to go.
Right.
You on this island, you can't call for help.
And it also adds to your point of psychological aspect. Something so beautiful becomes your prison.
Yeah.
That you can't escape.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the safety becomes a vulnerability.
Yeah.
So that's a metaphor in there.
Man, it was a strong pace of film for 89 minutes, man.
It was.
That's how long it was?
89 minutes. 89
was.
minutes.
Well, dang. Hey.
Well, they had 50 hours.
You know
of
what?
trailers.
That's why they had to go into it like that. The 89 minutes of the jumping
the
right
pacing-
into.
Oh, they just said get right with it.
Yeah, the pacing was on point though.
I
was.
wish they would have started off with with the mom. I know they talked about the mom and how she brought Ben and developed the relationship. I think they should have
Because she passed away, didn't she?
I think they should have showed the actual woman, having Ben as a baby chip.
Oh, and showing that that family dynamic or them trying to domesticate a wild animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would even made you feel more sympathy for, the characters with their relationship with Ben.
Yeah.
Because you see Ben comes out of nowhere. You already see his tension between the big sister and the little sister. You're not there. Why you not there? And then all of a sudden, you see Ben's hand come up.
Yeah.
He was definitely the common factor holding everybody together.
he
If you
was.
really look at it,
Yeah.
that's how, because the dad was trying to pursue his career, so you can see, and then you hear from the characters too, of how dad was not necessarily there. He's always in and out.
Yeah.
And then with dad being in and out, you would think the siblings would be closer, but that wasn't the case.
Right.
So what connected everybody together? It was Ben, and so that's why I said having that loved one turn on you really hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because, man, this is somebody that we've seen.
Grew up,
and he's not going to harm us.
There you go. Right.
Yeah. Look at what happened with Lassie.
Yeah.
Remember Lassie?
Yeah.
Because Lassie, caught rabies? Or was it Old Yeller?
No,
It was Old Yeller.
It was Old Yeller.
I believe.
It was Old Yeller.
Yeah,
Old Yellow. And it's like, well,
he had
got to
to
put the dog down
put him
because
down.
Hey,
It's the hardest thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what other scene that was intense? When he went in the closet.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just kept on going further into the closet.
Yeah.
Like, damn, where she at in there? Like, damn, is he gonna see her?
But you know what though? He outsmarted their ass.
Yeah, at the bed at the top.
Being at the top.
He was like, I know they in this closet. I'm going to throw them out.
I was
He
just
was-
waiting.
he was-
I was just waiting for him. That scene where they was outside and they didn't think he was gonna open up the door. I was just waiting for him to just jump through the window. And he did.
I kind of figured he was going to figure out how to open the door.
Yeah.
But he just backed back. They let that scene build. And I'm like, oh, crap. He finna run through this damn glass.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
Yeah, it was
Fun,
I enjoyed this film. Man.
fun fact. Well, who you think will win in an ape fight? Caesar from Planet of the Apes, or a
Come
bear?
on, man. Caesar, man. Come on, man.
Caesar is.
I'll
home.
tell you Caesar because he has
He's very smart.
He has the background of tactical background, so.
and he's smart with that whole,
Yeah.
that drug they
I
administer.
agree. Yeah.
But
He can definitely outsmart.
He said Caesar.
Caesar is home.
It's crazy though how they had him look, how Ben looked in the beginning, and then when he was in his monster state of mind,
Rabbit steak. Yeah.
how he looked then. He looked more creepier. And then he like
Yeah.
that.
I like that.
Foaming at the mouth.
I like that
Foaming at the
progression.
mouth.
Though.
Especially when the guy was on the bed, he came. It was so funny because the little curtain or something kept rising.
Yeah.
That was too funny, man.
That was funny.
I was like, I ain't about to sit here calm with this damn nigga. Like, you got a monkey here? He looked at the pictures, and then all of a sudden the damn sheets is rising.
Oh, yeah.
And he bringing his head in, getting closer and closer.
And you see him foaming at the mouth. You see him drooling.
Yeah.
You see the snot coming down, blood on his face.
Man.
I would have attacked that.
I was getting kind of pissed off a couple scenes. I'm damn cussing and stuff. I was getting a little upset. I was getting a little upset because they was letting this Ben character just overpower them.
But
I mean,
they say they have incredible strength.
Chimpanzees naturally they have
strength.
I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
I heard
he
that.
taking the bat and everything. I'm like, come on, man.
But chimpanzees have a lot of strength. They are very strong. That's especially if they go to that state, they get probably even more stronger. They like on roids, though.
Yeah. So
But,
I was like, dang, is this a WWE Mankind mandible match? Because he was ripping jaws and stuff out.
Oh yeah.
So the
So-
strength was there, man.
What y'all would rate this film on a scale to 1 to 10? I would give it an 8.5.
I give it an 8.5 too.
Same here.
Yeah.
I get an 8.5 because of suspense and the claustrophobia and how much terrifying because it is real life. Because it
That
does
too.
happen
That
for
too.
real. And the most horrifying thing is reality.
People need to stop. The message: stop getting these exotic pets.
Yeah.
Trying to tame them as regular cats and dogs.
But it depends where you get them from.
Still, they gonna be in their wild state. My mind, they
Your
gonna.
average house cat is still in a wild state. It's instinct.
True.
Even your dog, too. Try to attack your little dog.
No.
That instinct gonna come in survival.
Yeah, but they got their own little personality where they go in their own room and they mind their own business, man. I couldn't compare that to no
I
wild
can't.
tiger, nothing like that.
You can because our animals have natural instinct.
And humans pay the price by trying to take over that biology aspect.
That's like I see some of these people, vegans giving their cat vegan food. I'm like, you do know your cat is a predator, right? Your cat eats meat, right? But we wrapped up on here, but check out Primate, y'all. It's gonna be coming on demand soon. Check it out.
It's there.
It's already out on demand. Check out Primate. Check out Cujo. You'll like that one too.
Definitely.
And you know where to follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And please leave a comment. What do you think of Primate? What are your thoughts on it? How scared were you? What rate would you give it? So, until then, people, this is the Trio Blood Podcast. We are signing off. Stay scary, my friends.